What is up YouTube, Angry Eradicate here. Today for our Monday analysis video, we have a Ghost Monotype team. I'm going to try to make the video a little bit shorter than the last few ones. The last few ones have been like 25 minutes. That takes too long to upload, so we're going to kind of cut down the actual team analysis and just kind of focus on the battles a bit more. Also look at you guys what you need to know about the team and some other options maybe. Up first here we have Gengar with choice specs. I'll go over the whole team first. Regular choice specs Gengar here. Our Mimikyu is a typical Life Orb setup set. Mega Sableye, typical Stall and Annoy. Marowak is a I think I have Lightning Rod on it. Yeah, Lightning Rod with Thick Club, and it's a Stealth Rock setter. Dhelmise is an Assault Vest set, and Jellicent's a typical defensive leftover set. Or actually special defensive, my bad. Alright, so first Gengar, I choose choice specs. Most people choose the speed with the choice scarf, but I think that this team it needs a nice heavy hitter. It pairs well with alola and Marowak. I think it's nice to have those two big wall breakers. And Mimikyu has a Shadow Sneaks. His team, it lacks a bit of speed, as like a lot of my last few teams have, between Water without Swift Swim, Kingdra, and as well as, not the Electric type team, but the team before that, I lacked some speed on teams like that as well. What team was I think it was Rock, and my Rock type team kind of lacked some speed besides my Nihilego. Well, I'm getting off track here. Curse Body, sucks that you can't run Levitate anymore, it really does. Yeah, Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, Focus Blast, and Trick. Not a huge fan of using Focus Blast a lot, however it gives you a lot of great coverage against a lot of types. Sludge Wave and Shadow Ball, typical stuff on typical stabs. And then Trick is obviously a great item to have, or a great move to have, so you can trick a wall and give him the choice specs. And usually he's not terrible without having an attacking item. His set, Speed Nature, you need to go decently fast. There's a lot of fast things that you can still outspeed with Nature that you wouldn't without it. Mimikyu, this thing's definitely the MVP of this team. Maybe this or maybe Marowak. Marowak's always really important. Not sure he's the MVP, but he's definitely you need him every single fight. Mimikyu here, Swords Dance is super nice with the disguise. You can also get nice KOs with the just coming in revenge killing. You get a free chance to get damage. However, you usually want to go for the Swords Dance. Shadow Sneak's super nice. You want to use that a lot, especially since he's kind of frail. Let's look at his defenses real quick. 80 defense. His special defense is not bad, but the 55 HP without being invested. You can run more of a bulkier set, but I think it kind of doesn't really help out too much. I think that this is definitely his best set. Pretty much everyone agrees with that one. Nothing too much on the too odd there, like unlike the Gengar set with the choice specs. Most people don't run that. Alright, Mega Sableye here. Typical prankster set, Will-O-Wisp, Foul Play, Taunt, and Recover. Few other options. You can use Torment if you want to taunt and like Will-O-Wisp him down a little bit. That's more for the non-mega sets. I know a lot of mega sets run like Calm Mind and stuff like that. That can be really annoying, or like Snarl. There's also some other options if you kind of need something like, it's like a more special, instead of like an attacking Intimidate, you have like a special with Snarl. That can be kind of nice. And obviously make sure you set Prankster. I almost messed this up in the first fight. I think I had Keen Eye or Stall, which just isn't very important. His investment here, I kind of split his defenses, give him a little bit more in special defense because he can. Will-O-Wisp, obviously, they are nice in the fact that they're like 125 and 115. You pretty much have to run 252 in HP because his HP stat's only 50, even less than Mimikyu. So you definitely have to run the HP investment on Sableye. Alright, Marowak's up next. Thick Claw, Lightning... Oh, sorry about that. Thick Club, Lightning Rod, Stealth Rock, Shadow Bone, Flare Blitz, and Bone Meringue. You can run Earthquake. I think it's just nice to have a two-hitting move, breakthrough subs, more so often subs than focus sashes, but also sashes as well. His investment, 212 HP, 44 speed, that's outspeeding stuff like non-boosted Azumarill. That's pretty much the biggest thing here. Sure, they can still go for Aqua Jet against you. I think you might actually tank with this investment as well. But, I know Choice Band definitely won't kill you. Probably the Z-Belly Jump set will probably kill you with an Aqua Jet. Especially in the rain if it's a Water type team. If it's a Fairy type team, it may not kill. But his guy hits super strong with a Thick Club. Obviously his attack gets boosted like what? I think it's 568 attack. That's crazy. Obviously most items do boost your stats up as well, but Thick Club doubles. It's basically better than a free Choice Band. And oh yeah, he's almost really important in a lot of fights. His coverage between Shadow, Fire, and Ground is amazing. Other options include, I think, Low Kick and Knockoff are some of the more other popular options. And if you don't want to run Lightning Rod for the extra free immunity, you can run Rockhead, and your Flare Blitz won't do any damage to yourself. Alright, up next is Dhelmise. This thing is actually pretty underrated. I kind of like this thing a lot. Assault Vest helps him tank a lot because he gets pretty bulky then. Especially with the HP investment, you can still run attack. This thing's too slow to really bother investing in it. And then also, I was messing up here. I probably should have ran oh, I'm not running Gyro Ball, so you can still run the Ivies and Speed as the anchor shot. I get that mixed up with Gyro Ball a lot. But obviously Steelworker, only ability there. Assault Fast helps him tank. Anchor Shot, pretty nice to help like lock stuff in. Power Whip, Earthquake. gives you decent coverage, and then Rapid Spin. Your team with Sableye doesn't have to worry about Stealth Rocks and stuff like that too much. However, it is nice to have a nice Rapid Spin user. There's no Focus Sash user on the team though, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, up next is Jellicent. Acid Armor, Toxic Recover and Stall, typical defense, especially defensive stall, kind of the pairing for Sableye, and this team kind of lacks a physical wall. However, I feel like this team is okay against it because Sableye can burn, and Marowak has some decent defensive bulk in that at least. So it's not at the end of the world against defensive threats. You will lose them on the more hyper-offensive, on the attacking side, but every team has disadvantages. Some overall things I saw with this team. This team struggled a lot. It was probably my worst team to date. I was kind of debating not even using this team because it's just not very good. I did lose a lot of fights to hacks. I think I shared one of the fights where I got like hacks like 5 or 6 times in the fight. If any of them didn't happen, I would have won. But this team also, I did beat some teams, mostly fire type teams, which was kind of surprising. Although I guess, yeah, I don't know if my team would really beat them down. But we'll go check into the fights. We'll kind of analyze them, kind of tell them what, kind of show you guys like usual how you want to play the team, like what they beat and what they lose. Let's go check them out. Alright guys, our first battle here against Gordito, 23. He has a fire-type team, Charizard. You would probably assume why. It could be X. I've been seeing a lot more X actually lately in Monotype. Heatran, Moltres, which was kind of weird to see. I usually don't see a Moltres. I think it's like B or C rank. Darmanitan, alola, Marowak, and Volcanion. So kind of like more of a offensive-based one with Darmanitan, and the Volcanion's more of a bulky offensive, not a hyper-offensive. And Heatran obviously super annoying as usual. And you only have one Sunsetter. You don't have Torkoal, which is kind of odd that you wouldn't want Torkoal. Oh, whoa! I need to turn that sound down. My bad, guys. How do I do that? Music off. All right. My bad about that. So he leads with this Moltres. I'm like, okay, this one probably has like some annoying flying type move like Air Slash. I think I got this in random battles. It usually carries like Heat Wave, Air Blast, and it usually has like I think Substitute and Roost. That's usually what they run, I guess. I'm not really sure they run this yet. I kind of figured he'd probably go for like an Air Slash. I didn't really have much on Marowak. I don't want to risk losing him because he's pretty important to set up Stealth Rocks, and he can obviously just defog it away. So he switched down to his Heatran here, and I go for the recover, just kind of like safe. I'm kind of like seeing what he's going to do for this fight. I'm kind of worried about him switching back into his Volcanion because it has Water Absorb. I do Scald there, thinking, okay, he'll probably protect or see if I can't break his balloon here. I do predict here, though. He goes back to his Volcanion with it, and I switch out into my Marowak. It's not the best switch in because he obviously has a Water type move. I can switch back into Jellicent, though, and we get the free heal back with the Fool, and now he kind of has to switch as well. Because looking at him, most Volcanions are either Assault Vest or some kind of choice item, and looking at his team base, it's more of an offensive one. It could benefit from using Assault Vest though because Heatran. Oh, I guess I don't know because Heatran's already a good special defense, special defensive wall. Here I get a free chance to set up Stealth Rocks. Okay, he's gonna try to protect. He did the same thing earlier. That's a bad play on his part. Flamethrower does like nothing. We can Shadow Bone and break him down a good bit. However, now obviously he gets a free chance to a Flash Cannon, and we're about half health on our Marowak. We were able to take it out. I probably shouldn't have risked the damage there. I thought maybe he would switch out and like maybe Darmanitan for some reason. I don't know why he would, or even like Volcanion would do a bit more damage, but. I risked the 9% damage, but I probably wouldn't usually do that. He gets the Stealth Rocks down, however I'm able to take that out, gets his Charizard in. Probably should have went for it again. He just doesn't kill a Flare Blitz, so that HP investment there, guys, as you see, is super helpful. And Shadow Bone just doesn't take him out, actually, but now we're able to go no Mimikyu, and the fight's pretty much over. That's what you want to do. You want to use Gengar and Alola Marowak very early on in the fight to kind of break down their team, as you saw I did there. And it's just kind of all lead up to Mimikyu sweeping in the end. If sometimes Gengar and Marowak can take out the team. Earth Power obviously takes that out there, and he's on the 11% there. So we can go to Mimikyu here, get a free chance to Swords Dance up. Oh, actually, I Shadow Sneak. I don't know. I kind of want to keep his thing safe. You can go either way there. You can set up and then you lose your thing. However, it's pretty important to keep it here against Darmanitan. We get a free chance to set up Swords Dance here. I could have again Shadow Clawed there, thinking he would switch. However, I thought his Darmanitan might have stayed in. Although Darmanitan's probably Choice Scarfed or Choice Banded, so he can't just rely on one move. And we just go for the Shadow Sneak here, do a lot of damage to it. Obviously, he goes for the U-turn. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go for the Flare Blitz. However, no matter what he did there, he was going to lose. Flare Blitz gave him a small chance of winning. He got some nice crits there. It probably would have honestly won if he went for Flare Blitz and he got crits on everything. But it probably would have killed itself before then. So either way, it's GG. Good first fight. I think it's like my 3rd or 4th fight in it. I was getting pretty mad in the other fights because I was getting a lot of hacks. But this was a nice win here against a pretty strong type. He had some weird choices on the team. But hey, this team's kind of weird too with the Choice Specs Gengar. Dhelmise is alright. It's not great. And the Jellicent, I'm not a big fan of that. I think the biggest people on this team are definitely Alola, Marowak, Mimikyu, and maybe Sableye. I didn't even think I used Sableye this fight though. Alright guys, this is the fight I was talking about. There was a whole lot of hacks in this fight here against Vid Game Guy. He had a Mega Aerodactyl, Togekiss, Landorus Therian, Dragonite, Thundurus, I don't think it's Therian. I think that's regular Thundurus, right? Oh no, it is Thundurus, Therian, and Talonflame. So obviously Talonflame's not a bad one. Aerodactyl, Mega, not Mega. I guess it would be Mega maybe. I kind of out-predict him here a lot. He goes for the taunt. I'm gonna go through this first. I burn him turn 1, he taunts. So I Mega Evolve here because he thinks, okay, I can't taunt now. He goes for Stealth Rocks, bounce it back. Beautiful play there. It ends up not mattering, but we do foul play him down and takes him down low. He goes for the Tailwind, which is kind of annoying, but my team's already pretty slow anyway, so it's kind of a waste for him to really set that up. He probably should have went for some damage, even though it wouldn't have done much. He goes into his Togekiss here, I'm like, okay, he's probably going to try to get rid of the default, but I couldn't really risk anything else taking too much damage. Probably should have went to something more offensive. He goes into his Thundurus here, pivots out. I missed the Toxic, so there's the first hacks in this fight. And it just goes all downhill from here. Make a beautiful switch into Dhelmise here, thinking, okay, what's the worst he can go for? A flying type move, and they don't really have a very good flying type move usually. Maybe like acrobatics if it's mixed set or not. Obviously he didn't seem to have one. He goes into the Talonflame here and just acrobating my team down a little bit. We do get a nice Scald off there. And Jellicent's not that important in this fight because like one of his team is he going to beat. He has mostly physical attackers between Talonflame, Dragonite. Even like Thundurus, Therian is like usually mixed at worst. I guess the Thundurus and his Togekiss would be kind of nice to have it for, but they both kind of are able to beat it down. He goes into Thundurus here, tries to Volt Switch off my Sableye, gets a crit, and the Hax continues to roll, goes into his Togekiss, would have been nice to have. I'm not sure if I would have tanked anyway with the Dazzling Gleam, I don't know. Goes into Gengar here, he switches out into his Landorus. I probably should have went for the Predict here. It still does 41% even though that happened. It is a leftover set, so I probably could have stayed in and hoped for like a crit or something like that. Goes into Dhelmise. I do get a nice little bit of hacks there at the Stone Edge, I'm not going to lie. The thing's pretty bulky though, it wouldn't have done that much. Goes into a Thundurus, I go for the Power Up. I really wanted to Predict with switching out into a Alolan Marowak, but just don't get it. And we missed the Power Up there, that would have taken him out, but that's just our luck, I guess, this fight. Power Up again, this hits his time, and we do take him out. He's down to 3 versus 4. However, we're in a really bad spot, because Togekiss, we don't have much of an answer for that. I end up messing up a bunch of times here. I got flinched, like I think 3 times in a row here. Disguise activates. I thought his team would be broken down enough. If I could have gotten that Sword Stance off there, I would have been game, but we don't. He gets 2 flinches in a row, and I kind of switch out panicking the Marowak, and we just take a free, basically get 2-shotted here. Gets me on the 8%, and guess what? We get flinched. So it might have been a King's Rock set, even so, it's just like, come on, you get 4 of them, like in a row, like come on, it's not really fair. Goes back into his Landorus, we make the Predict there and go for the Shadow Ball, obviously takes that out. I thought, okay, we might have a chance to win here if his Dragonite plays really bad. And he goes for Fire Punch. So I'm guessing he probably had like, I'm surprised I didn't have Earthquake. I guess I had Outrage, probably Outrage, Dragon Dance, Extreme Speed, and Fire Punch probably. Probably what it had. So we don't get a chance to set up there, obviously. We have to go for the Shadow Sneak, and then his Togekiss is able to come in. We can't kill it in time, and that's GG. I probably should have went for the Shadow Claw. Probably wouldn't have killed anyway. Maybe I got a crit, but it doesn't matter. So all that hacks, you saw all that. We got flinched like 4 times, missed a Toxic, missed a Power Whip, got critted against Sableye. It would have been nice to have this team. This team is not very good, in case you can't tell. It just doesn't have enough defensive potential. It can get kind of like beaten down too easily. It's not bulky enough, but it doesn't have enough speed either. I feel like it's just kind of like it's kind of missing like a. It has a nice kill option in Mimikyu, but I feel like it's just kind of missing too much good stuff. I feel like it's missing like another good thing on the team. Like, don't get me wrong, like another great thing I should say. Because I feel like it has good stuff in like Marowak and Gengar, but they're just not good enough. And like Dhelmise, it's okay. It's not a great Pokemon. Jellicent, eh. I feel like they just don't have any good top tier options. Like other types like Electric, they have Tapu Koko, they have Zapdos, they have Alolan Raticate. They have plenty of things that not only work really well together, they're also pretty good in general. That's probably a bad example. Some electric type things aren't that good. But like normal types, they have like some of the best walls in the game, and like Porygon 2 and Chansey. They have Mega Lopunny. They have access to Mega Pidgeot. They have plenty of options and like great things, not just things that are like okay or average. Like this team is just kind of lacking like the wow factor, or something that's like able to take over a game. Like his Togekiss here just kind of took over the game. My team kind of just lacked it. I mean, sure, you got a lot of hacks. I should say his more like the wow factor on this team would probably be Dragonite, but. I mean, look at how good like the flying type teams are. They can run Dragonite. That thing's amazing. Landorus, Therian. Those are 2 of the best things in the game right there. Togekiss has always been dangerous. Talonflame, while it got nerfed, is not bad anymore. It's just I feel like the Ghost just isn't. It's underwhelming. I think that's the best way to put it. It's just underwhelming. Alright guys, for our next fight here against Dantazurax. Ends up being a terrible matchup being Dragon because Hydreigon, I have nothing for that. Look at my team. I guess I would have to run Choice Scarf Gengar to really be able to counter. I guess Mimikyu can, but you waste your Disguise and you don't get a chance to set up. So his Hydreigon's able to kind of counter my whole team. Pretty sure he just leads with it. Yeah, he's like, alright, here we go. We're just going to sweep. Go to Marowak. I kind of switch out and the Dhelmise. I'm like, okay, we can sack this thing off. Even with I'm guessing it must be choice backs because, or expert belt maybe, because there's no way to do that much with assault vest Dhelmise. We go in there, Mimikyu forces him out. He goes into Zgoodra. I'll go right for the player up. Okay, we can't like we can't waste a turn doing that. Gooey's super annoying. It lowers my speed. But yeah, Hydreigon's my Mimikyu's only countered to Hydreigon, so I kind of have to keep him safe. I end up switching here into Jellicent to be kind of. He ends up being the typical Sub-Zero Hammer set. I kind of switched into that. I'm like, okay, that's not gonna be good. Fusion Bolt obviously ignores my ability, so it's super annoying that he's able to still hit me with that. Probably would have been able to tank that Sub-Zero Hammer if I was at full health, but now we're not. So I go into Gengar and waste my sub, or waste my whole Gengar pretty much. He's gonna get dunked on. He's on about half health. He disables him though, but I get frozen solid. So again, some hacks. Like I said earlier, like there's so many fights I just got hacked against so much. This team, as bad as it is already, it can't afford to be hacked. It can't be afforded to be flinched 4 times. It can't afford to be frozen off a 10% chance. Like, it's just some of these things you just can't do. He goes for the free shock. I go for the Will-O-Wisp here to try to make it so I can at least tank it somewhat. Goes for the free shock, sitting down to about 41%. Gets the paralyze hacks, so there's that. I'm not sure if free shock's actually an automatic paralyze or not, I forget. I go for the taunt here so he can't sub, and we're able to finally take it out now by going into Jellicent. He goes for the fusion bolt. Takes me about half health. I'm surprised I tanked that well, even with the burn. But I could have maybe set out Mimikyu and then set up my thing, but then Hydreigon can come in and just kill me, so again, I can't do that. Luckily, he doesn't get a nice high roll there against my Jellicent. I'm able to take it out with the Scald, but it's just not enough. And then he plays super safe. He probably could have sent out Hydreigon right here. He does. And he Dark Pulses here. I'm saying he probably could have done it after he lets one thing die and breaks my Mimikyu, but he ends up sacking off a bunch of things. I think. Yeah, I disguise. I get a chance to, oh, I just played her up. Okay, I'm thinking of a different plan, I think. Where I play her up that, but just not, it's too little too late. He goes to his Latios here. We go right for the Shadow Sneak, do about half health to him. And he goes for the Memento, lowering my stats by a lot. So maybe I should have Swords Dance there. I might have had a chance still. And then he goes Mega Evolves, and I missed the play rough. So we might have had a mini chance to win if I would have played a little bit better. I didn't think the Memento would have came out on Latios, so they would just got a kill. If I would have Swords Dance there and maybe hit the play rough, we might have actually won that one. So it's another fight we lost because we got super hacks down. Maybe this team's not as bad as I thought. I feel like it's a little underwhelming. Like there's not that much firepower that's able to go off. You know, it has some pretty strong things like alola, marowak, Gengar, and Mimikyu. Like on paper, the team looks amazing. It's just in reality, it doesn't come up that big in fights. Then for our last fight here against Tsukyoko, I don't even know. Charizard, probably Charizard Y because they don't have a dedicated Sunsetter. Typhlosion, Infernape, Delphox, worst Gen 6 starter, Incineroar, and Emboar. This person's kind of more of a joke team. They have a lot of fire starters. Actually, they have all the fire starters, so. But it was a fun battle. I think this was like in a tournament. I don't know why I brought this team to a tournament. It's like the worst thing you can do. But I think this is like round 1, so it's not that big of it's not that good of a fight. He gets a crit on the Sucker Punch there. We go for the Shadow Bone, taking him on the 15%. So I'm thinking, okay, he might go for Sucker Punch again because I'm probably faster. And I go for the Stealth Rock Sand. Nice predict there. It's a nice predict there for this team. This is more of like more of a jokish fight. But this is like the first round of the tournament. It's not that big of a deal. But it's just I barely won with this team. Like as you saw, I got hacks down in a lot of fights. Some battles I just lost outright. I'm like, okay, these teams got like I got 5-0'd like twice. The team just got overwhelmed. Lost a lot to fairy teams. Fairy teams are definitely, I think it's just really strong in general, but the fairy teams just kind of overwhelmed me. Definitely a lot with like the Magiarna. I don't really have much for that. That thing kind of just trucked me. In this fight though, I'm able to set with Mimikyu, which is kind of GG. Go for the play rough there, take that out. Luckily we hit for one. See, when this team's hitting, it's not bad. It's pretty good actually. I'd say Ghost is definitely like not bottom tier, but like pretty close to it. Like I don't know what else. Actually, I don't know what else is worse than Ghost. As you see, he kind of just gives up there, and he lets that die off. Charizard comes out, but it's already GG. He's on the half health. We can just Shadow Sneak at +3 and take him out. But yeah, I'm not really sure what else would be worse. Maybe Dragon's pretty bad. It has some nice matchups against Ghosts. Hydreigon can just sweep your team. Not much you're going to do about that. Maybe Choice Scarf Gengar, but you can run Choice Scarf Hydreigon and take it out. I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. I'm not thinking of any types. This might be the worst type in the game. So, they don't have any good matchups. Even against like normal, it's like it's both of you can't hit each other. Maybe against fighting it has a decent chance. However, like Mega Lopunny can still hit you, and it can still hit a lot of your people pretty hard. And I don't know, maybe fighting it's good against, but then like fighting's a good type in general. Like fighting's pretty scary. I really don't. I can't think of any type that's worse than Ghost off the top of my head. Yeah, I think this might be the worst type in the game. I can make an argument for every other type to be better. So don't try this team out at home. Not recommending it unless you want to have a lot of losses. I thought I outplayed a lot of people in a lot of the fights. It ended up not mattering because of hacks. There were some fights where the team just kind of got overwhelmed. But let me know what you guys think about this team. As always, any suggestions, I need them for this team. Although I'm not playing this team ever again. Don't ever expect me to play a ghost type team again. I used to love it back in X and Y when they had Aegislash and Trevenant was a little bit more like relevant. But that's besides the point. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope to see you in the next week's video. I think we have a grass type team coming up, so looking forward to that.